Hello friends, this is a tutorial about how to square the chart. Many of my Twitter friends asked me for a short and easy explanation of how to square the chart. Now, I already have a YouTube tutorial about how to square the chart, but the method I introduced in the previous video involved pulling trend lines from previous trends to the current trend with the intention of finding support and resistance levels. But this is a much simpler method because it only involves the current trend. Now, this is Bitcoin on the weekly chart, and this cycle started on November 15th, 2022, and the wave 1 top was on April 2023. By April of 2023, we didn't have a squared chart because we didn't know that this was the wave 1 top. But it soon became evident that this was a wave 1 top. What we had here is a flat correction, by the way, A, B, and C, but it doesn't matter really. Okay, now this was the wave 1 top. So we have a bottom and we have a top, and now we can square the chart. Now, why do we square the chart? We square the chart to find possible support and resistance levels. These levels don't fit with a trading style of day trading, or maybe not even future trading, because it shows you only substantial tops and bottoms. So it's very good for position traders and for swing traders. It's not as useful for day traders. Now let's go over to the measuring the measurer tool and pull the date and the price range from November 15th to the wave 1 top, which was in April of 2023, and we can see the price appreciation and the time elapsed. What we need to do now is we need to divide the price by the time. So 15,600 divided by 20, I think it's 780. Let me check. Yes. Okay, so each bar represents an appreciation of 720 days. How do we do it? Go to the right hand corner of the screen, the settings button, more settings, lock price to bar ratio, type 780. Okay. Now the chart is square. Remember, we don't know at what price, and certainly not time, that the next top is going to be. But we already have a tool that will help us figure out a possible projection of future prices. Go to the trend line menu, pick the trend angle, and pull a 45-degree angle from the bottom to the top. Settings, 45 degrees. Okay. Now let's take another trend angle for possible support, 26.5. Let's get real fancy and take one more trend line, 15 degrees. Okay. Now we are in April of 2023, and we want to know when is the next top going to be. What we are going to do is we are going to we know that as long as the price is away from the 45-degree angle, it is still far away from making a top. But when the price begins to test the 45-degree angle, you know that you have a possible top. It wasn't very easy to discern the top in April of 2024 because the price really tried to break away from the 45-degree angle, but ultimately it was unsuccessful, and by April of 2024 we already had a pretty clear idea that Bitcoin is not going to push above the 45-degree angle. If you are a position trader, it was an ideal time to sell, okay, or to take profit before buying in again. Now, this was a very nasty correction, but you can see that the 26.5-degree angle did give us the bottom price, okay? On August 5th, the price touched the 26.5-degree angle, and it continued making higher highs and higher lows. And by then, we were looking for the next top. But because we have a new top, we need to square the chart again, take the measuring tool from the bottom to the top. We have a price appreciation of 58,438. Excuse me, okay? And we need to divide it by the time elapsed. Let's do it. Let me take a calculator. 58,400 divided by 68 gives us a ratio of 858. Let's take 860. There is no point in being accurate to the decimal point. 860, okay. And look here. This is the wave 5 top. One touch is all the price needed. It tried reaching the 45-degree angle again, but couldn't, and we had a very swift drop to the downside. Now, here is a double square out. What do I mean by a double square out? We had 108 bars, which represent 108 weeks, and the price was at 108K. So this double square out was a very strong bottom signal, and again, if you are a position trader or a swing trader, you could have taken profit here. If you were trading futures, then it's a bit more difficult because we can see that on January 20th, the price tried to breach the previous high, but it failed very quickly, and it was very convincing. So it gave us the wave 3 top, it gave us the wave 5 top, and now we are at the beginning of possibly a fresh 5-wave impulse to the upside. I'm not so sure about it, but this is not the place to discuss my theories on the price. And we are going to isolate this trade, we are going to isolate this trend, and we are going to square the chart again. Now let's move over to the daily chart, okay? And let's take the measurer tool from the bottom, April 7th, to the top, May 22nd. We have 45 days, and the price appreciation is 37,500. So let's divide the 37,500 by 45. It gives us 833. Go to the settings, more settings, lock price to bar ratio, 833. Okay. Now let's pull the angles again. The 45-degree angle, the 26.5-degree angle, and the 15-degree angle. Okay. Now, this line represents resistance. These two trend angles represent possible supports. Now, let's combine the Elliott wave theory with the Gann theory. Why? Because according to the Elliott wave theory, once the price has completed a five-wave impulse to the upside, wave 2 involves a retracement of at least 50%, between 50 and 62%. So let's pull this Fibonacci retracement tool. You can see how nice the price is reacting to Fibonacci levels, by the way. It's really remarkable. And our area of interest is between the 50% and the 62%. Let's give it color yellow, okay, green. Now, we don't know what the price is going to do next, but my basic premise is that the price is going to correct in an A, B, C. Okay? Now, I don't even know if wave A is finished. I think that wave A needs to go a bit lower. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm expecting 102K, more or less 102, 103, then a relief rally, and the final flush to the downside. So, what these trend angles they are going to do, they are going to serve us as a possible points in which the price will find support. Okay, so it is possible that wave A will be a bit longer, more extended until it touches the 26.5 degree angle. Yes, maybe no, I don't know. Okay, but it's a point of reference. The other point of reference is the 15-degree angle, because the 15-degree angle aligns with the expected retracement value between the 50% and the 62%. So we are still far away from an entry or an exit, a short exit, but these angles provide the swing trader or the position trader with high probability setups, because let's say that by June 18th or June 17th, okay, the price will reach a value of 90K, which is at the wave 2 support area and touches the 15-degree angle. This is a no-brainer for me. This is where I go long. Or, okay, maybe something different will happen, and maybe by, let's say, let's take it off. Maybe the price pushes now higher without any retracement. Also possible. Not high probability in my opinion, but possible. Let's say that this was all the retracement that we get. Okay, I don't think it's likely, but I can't rule it out. Then what I will do is watch the 45-degree angle, because the next time Bitcoin is going to meet with the 45-degree angle, it is probably going to be a substantial top. And this is where you get interested in taking profit or entering a short trade. So this is how to combine trend angles and the chart, square chart, with Fibonacci levels and Elliott waves to find high probability setups. I hope you've enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please leave a comment. I'm not interested in something else. I'm not trying to raise my viewership, but your comments, and when someone tells me that the video I did helped him understand the subject or helped him become a better trader, this is where this is how you pay me, so to speak. Okay, so I'm looking forward to your comments, and I wish you the very best. Goodbye.